Good day, guys. Well, welcome to the second chapter of our module. Our second chapter is titled Global E-Business and Collaboration. So, our learning objective here includes what are business processes, how are they related to information systems, how do systems serve the different management groups in a business, and how do systems that link the enterprises improve organizational performance. What are systems for collaboration and social businesses? Sorry, why are systems for collaboration and social businesses so important? And what technologies do they use? What is the role of the social information? Sorry. What is the role of the information systems function in a business? And again, our running learning objectives for the course of this module. How will information management systems help my career? So our video cases continues to also run in this module. Let's pay attention to them. So enterprise social networking transforms Sharp Corporation into a more innovative, connected organization. So here is our scenario. So here it tells us that the problem is hierarchical top-down processes. The problem includes new competitors. The problem includes lack of collaboration and ideal sharing. So solutions that are preferred in our slides here include developing knowledge sharing strategies and goals, redesigning knowledge sharing and collaboration processes, a change in organizational culture, and implementation of the Microsoft YAML collaboration software. So uh, then continuing from our previous scenarios there, it shows us that the use of new information system to improve performance and remain competitive. So we can use new information systems in order to be able to achieve improved performance and also remaining competitive within our industry. It shows that we can demonstrate importance of teamwork and collaboration for innovation and profit growth, illustrate importance of organizational culture and business processes for knowledge dissemination. So, very first one of the most important concept that we are going to learn in this study unit, business processes. So it shows here in our slide, it shows it's the flow of material, information, and knowledge. So here we are being told that business processes is the heart of every business. It's the heart of every business. We have a lot of business processes that we regularly come in contact to. We come in contact with every day, or I don't know, almost every day. If we go to fast food, we order food from McDonald's. Then we apply for our driving license from traffic. This is a process itself. They have a process in place. So we know that a firm of themselves also have business processes. It shows us how they conduct their business and how the business actually work themselves. So businesses here, it has led to us can be seen as a collection of business processes themselves. So business is a collection of business processes. Business processes may be an asset or liability. May be an asset or liability. When we have a dysfunctional business process, it would definitely be a liability on its own. So we should ensure that a business process that should be an asset to us, when it becomes dysfunctional, it will be a liability. So we should ensure as whenever we are involved in a business or two, that the business asset process is not dysfunctional. Business processes, our slide there shows that example of functional business processes, which is manufacturing and production. So which would include the assembly of the product itself, sales and marketing. It will be the identification and, in my opinion, targeting of relevant customers, not just identifying them, finding the way to target and then to ensure that we come in contact with the relevant customers that for that particular business. Finance and accounting, which include the creating of financial statements, and human resource would be the hiring of the right employees, not just hiring of employees alone, with hiring of right employees. Also, in the case of our manufacturing and production, it will also include checking the product of quality. So we don't just assemble a product and take it to the market. We should also verify the quality of such product, the selling of the product, as I've said before, targeting and identifying the right customers for our product, paying creditors on time will also be important in finance and accounting, not just creating a financial statement or a loan, so that we don't hurt our business credit rating. We have to pay creditors on time. We have to evaluate job performance, and as I've said before, hiring the right people also. So we have to also evaluate the job performance to know that if it is in line with what the business needs. So those are the important things. Different functions of business product processes include. So the order fulfillment process. This is our first figure of our study unit 2. This is how we fulfill a customer's order. It's a complex scenario, as we see here from our figure. It requires coordination of sales. It requires coordination of accounting. It requires, I should say rather, the coordination of manufacturing functions. So there's an emphasis. If you can see there, each rectangle represents one part of the larger business process of order fulfillment. So we see there, if you check very well in our figure here, the business process spans several functional areas of the business. It's not just one area of the business. It spans from the sales, which is the ordering of the order itself, to accounting, to manufacturing. It's important for us to see here that to learn from here, I should say rather, that business processes, it typically spans several different functional areas or divisions within a business. So business process does not just stay in the sales department or in the accounting department or in the manufacturing and product department. It spans several areas of our business. So now we are going to how information technology improves business processes. How information technology improves business processes. It increases efficiency of existing processes. This can be done through automation. So in scenarios where steps were manual, so automation will also help in increasing the efficiency. It can also improve it by enabling entirely new processes. So these are new scenarios. Perhaps if you can think about it, it will include bookshelves, or even in our own library. I don't know, before, perhaps in the library, maybe there was a directory of, if you want to go to a section of the library, you check a book and then you see where that book is loaded now. But then if you get to the library, there's their computers there, that if you try to look for one particular book that is in the library, they will be able to tell you where exactly, which shelf it is. And then we also know about Amazon Kindle ebook. So I think we should also know about the ebook process of Amazon. It's connected to the internet. It allows us as customers to download book and pay using Amazon's new one-click purchase method. I think that's what they call it. So the enabling of the new business process will help us change in flow of information. It will replace sequential steps with parallel steps. Sometimes sequential steps, they are steps that we don't need there. Then it will replace it with parallel step, as that when it's tailor-made to specific people, it eliminates the delays in decision making and it supports new business models. So systems for different management groups. So system for business, different management group. So we see here our transaction processing system. It serves our operational managers and our staff. It performs and records daily routine transaction necessary to conduct our business, necessary to the functioning and smooth running of our business. An example here that is given by a slide is a very good example. It's the sales order entry, payroll, and shipping. These are routine things. Maybe payroll, the monthly shipping manifest, when we know things, our shipping orders that are coming. It allows our managers to monitor status of operation and relation with external environment. So in the scenario where it's not within the environment of our company, it will help our managers to be able to monitor the status of within our external environment, which shows when perhaps the decision or a process is not within our own very echo chamber as a business. It also serves predefined structured goals and decision making. Perhaps it serves us and helps us to hit targets, but in scenarios and situations where a company has already made a target in the beginning of the financial year, it helps them in reaching and helps them in meeting such targets. So our first, our very first, second, I should say rather, our second figure here tells us about a payroll TPS. TPS for payroll processing that captures our employee payment transaction data, such as the time card we see there. It has a provision for that on its system output, which includes the online and hard copy report for management and employee paychecks. So this is a payroll system. So we should see that the output here are not only useful within the company. So we can see there that the output in our payroll system here is not just only for the business itself or for the managers or for the hierarchies within the business. No, they are also important for regulatory agencies. So in this scenario here, in our scenario in South Africa, SARS could also need information from this our payroll system. So it's important that we keep that and we know that it's they can always government regulatory agencies, they conduct oversight, and other entities that relies on the accuracy of the reported data. Perhaps if a worker of ours is trying to escape paying the right amount of taxes, so government could also come in for those such information. So system for different management groups we are continuing. So you see that the system for business intelligence shows data and software tools for organizing and analyzing data. That's what data business intelligence itself entails. It's used to help managers and users to make improved decisions. I've said before, it's important. These are one of the reasons why we build information systems, to have better decision making ability. Management information systems is also one of the systems that are important for different management group. Decision support system, which is popularly known as DSS, our executive support systems are also important systems that are put in place. So we see that in this slide here, there was an emphasis, if you can see, between the class of software called business intelligence and the decision support system. And our decision support systems, as we know, are mainly used by middle and senior management hierarchies of our business. So that is what this part of our slide is trying to point out to us. Management information systems. Again, it shows us here it serves middle management. It provides a report on firm's current performance. It shows us a current view on the current performance of the firm based on data from our TPS. We've checked that in our previous slides. It provides answers to routine questions with predefined procedures for answering them, and it typically has little analytical capabilities. So our third figure of this study unit is how management information systems obtain their data from organizations TPS, and TPS stands for transaction process systems, as we all know. So in this system that is illustrated in our diagram here in our figure 2.3, the TPS through three methods. You see the three TPS there. They supply summarized transaction data to the management information reporting system. So it gives summarized transaction data at the end of the time period. So there's a time period there. So and then managers will then use that access to the organizational data through management information system, which would then provide them with appropriate reports. So there's an emphasis here we can see on our transaction processing systems and our management information systems here. Our management information systems will receive data from our TPS system, and then we in turn create output that management will be able to use to make decisions. And I've said before, everything is geared towards making better decisions, in which will help us to make better, higher profit as a business. So this is a sample of a management information system report. The report shows uh, shows our product code, product description, sales region, actual sales planned, and actual versus planned. So it gives us the ability to see a constraint between our projected and planned sales versus what we actually were able to achieve during during perhaps a financial year. So decision support systems, it serves our middle management, it supports non-routine decision making. So an example is, what is the impact of production schedule if December sales doubled? That's not a routine decision to make. And then a lot of factors affect decision support system. This could include our qualitative factors, our quantitative factors. There are factors that it's difficult for us to measure. Perhaps let's say a government law that is being passed. Those are very difficult things to measure. And then we have easy things to measure. Perhaps the stock, we can have our stock exchange data. So those are things that are easily measured. But then a lot of things affect our decision support system. And then it may use external information as well as the transaction, TPS and MIS data. It is model driven. So the decision support system often include building models, so including voyage estimating system. The decision support system is used a lot in our stock exchange, like for example our Johannesburg stock exchange, and it is data driven. It is extremely data driven, because in our decision support system we don't leave anything to chances. We don't just guess. We don't do guessworks in decision support systems. So, and from our previous slide, we were told about the voyage estimation decision support system. Here, we are now given uh, uh, a, a, a graphic a graphical representation of our voyage estimation system. We see different style files are listed below in our are listed in our figure here, and they are connected to the analytical model database. In this illustration, they are all connected to their analytical model database. It's the one in the middle. So the database in turn we see is connected to a personal computer through which online queries are generated. So a lot of online queries are generated. It shows what the voyage, that's how it's been structured to help the business in this scenario make better decisions. We have our executive support system. It supports our senior management, which are the people up the food chain in our pyramid in most businesses, addresses non-routine decision, which are decisions that require judgment, decisions that requires evaluation and insight. It incorporates data about external events. For example, as I've said before, new tax laws or competitors. When SARS brings a new tax law, or when government or a department makes a decision that impacts our business, these are the kind of support systems that are needed, as well as summarized information from internal management information system and decision support system. An example of our executive support system will be digital dashboard with real-time view of firm's financial performance. Perhaps when a sale is being made, it updates. Imagine in the case of Shoprite, in which the Shoprite CEO in South Africa has the ability from his office to be able to see when a sale is being made into Shoprite business, even here in Mafeking, and then those are the kind of real-time views that businesses would wish to have every single time. Enterprise applications, they are used in coordinating and integrating the information used in systems that we have previously described. So in other words, our enterprise applications are used to ensure that our TPS, our MIS, our DSS, our ESS, they all work together smoothly. So they are the systems that are used for linking the enterprise, and they span all functional areas. So they execute the business processes across the firm. We know other systems that we've discussed before. They are used for different level of management across the firm. But then this is enterprise application. This is the system that is used to execute business processes across the entire firm, across all level of management, as it shows includes all level of management. And there are four major applications that falls under these enterprise applications: the enterprise systems, the supply chain management system, the customer relationship management systems, which is the CRM systems I'm pretty sure most of us know about, and the knowledge management systems also. So the enterprise application architecture is being depicted here in our figure 2.6, I should say, rather. So it illustrates here that the enterprise systems are database that pull information from many parts of the firm and enables the processes across all different organizational and management level, even including suppliers. Suppliers are most of the time not even within our firm, and also customers. So it shows how wide and how wide reaching our enterprise application architecture truly is. So I would advise us to actually look at this and try to look at it in from different contexts also. In this scenario, it shows us manufacturing and production. So let's try to look at it from perhaps the context of a service productions business, and try to see how it will work in that scenario. Enterprise system continued, and then it's also called enterprise resource planning system, ERP. I'm pretty sure all of us we know about our ERP. It is used in integrating data from key business processes into a single system. It speed communication of information through the firm, and it helps our businesses to have greater flexibility in responding to customer requests through greater accuracy in order to fulfill the orders that customers have placed. It also enables the managers within a business to assemble overall view of the operation. So they have a full view of the operation that the business is currently carrying out. And then we also have our supply chain management, the SCM system. It manages relationship with suppliers, purchasing firm, distributors, and logistics. So this is a mainly logistic system. It's an inter-organizational system. So it's an inter-organizational system. Most of the time, supplying suppliers and purchasing firms are not within our in-house of our own particular business. So it's an important inter-organizational system for us to have. It manages shared information about orders, production, inventories, inventory level, and many other things that are managed using the SCM. The goal of the SCM is to move correct amount of product from source to point of consumption as quickly as possible and at the lowest cost. So it wants higher efficiency at the lowest cost possible. So that's the goal of the supply chain management systems. Type of interorganizational system includes automating flows of information across different organizational boundaries. Our customer relationship management, the CRM system, it helps manage our relationship with customers, which is its key component, which is its key goal. It coordinates business processes that deals with customers in sales, marketing, and customer service. So one of its goals, thankfully, have been enumerated by our slides here, includes optimize revenue, improve customer satisfaction, which is extremely important, and increase customer retention. We want to retain our customers, identify and retain most profitable customers. So we target the most profitable customers, mostly often time through giving them specialized and tailor-made incentive for them to retain, and increase sales also. Our knowledge management system, which is the KMS abbreviation, so it manages processes for capturing and applying knowledge and expertise. It collects relevant knowledge and makes it available wherever needed in the enterprise to improve businesses, processes, and management identification. It links our firm to external source of knowledge. So the idea between this is that business, behind this KMS, is that business are repository of knowledge, are a repository of knowledge themselves. So the knowledge that is required to run a fast food restaurant, or knowledge required to run a business such as Amazon, are clearly and quite different. So gathering of such knowledge are useful in helping our firm to understand where the knowledge needed to perform certain business processes or to solve certain problems. Our intranet and extranet, they use technology to communicate internally to employees and allow employees to communicate with one another and share documents and to help communicate with vendors. So that's what intranet and extranet do. So just to give us the differences between them, intranet is an internal network based on internet standards. It is private often. There are some scenarios where it's not private, but most of the time there are private access areas in the company's website. The extranet is the company's website, accessible only to authorized vendors, and suppliers, and it is used to facilitate collaboration. An example of intranet, I don't know if you know, yes, in Infundi itself is a kind of intranet. It's a kind of intranet in which only we that we have access within our university. It we have the private access within our university can log into it. Now, Infundi itself, there's still a kind of subset of intranet within Infundi itself. I, as a student of information systems, will not be able to get access to to mathematics student side of the website. So that's how internet and extranet works themselves. Business, e-commerce, and e-government. So e-business is the use of digital technology and internet to drive major business processes. E-commerce is a subset of e-business. It includes the buying and selling of goods through goods and services through the internet. The e-government is using of internet technology to deliver information and services to citizens, employees, and businesses. Oh, another interactive section. Please let us go through these interactive sections. They are extremely important. So here, what our interactive section is trying to know is that if government in places where you have lived have implemented digital technologies. So here in our interactive section here, there's a scenario that is given to us. The city of Mississauga, if I believe I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So you can look at what the city of Mississauga has implemented, and then we can then construct it against our government in South Africa, or perhaps our government here in our local Mafikeng municipality. So we're now moving on very quickly. Collaboration. So collaboration is short-lived or long-term. So it's informal or formal. So it goes both ways. It helps us in growing importance. It helps for us to understand what the growing importance of collaboration are, and some of the importance is it helps us in the changing nature of work. What the requirement that is needed for work is ever changing. It helps with the growth of professional work. It helps in changing organization of the or the it helps in changing the organization component of the firm. It helps in changing the scope of the firm, and it helps in placing a huge emphasis on innovation. So when there's collaboration within a firm, there's an huge enough emphasis on innovation, because it collaboration helps breed and helps create a breathing space for innovation. It helps in changing the culture of work. So now we are going to social businesses. What are social businesses? What are social businesses? Perhaps if you've listened to the first study unit, you would have seen me talk extensively or mention a bit of social businesses. It's the use of social network platform internally or externally to engage employees, customers, and suppliers. It aims to deepen interactions and expedite information sharing. That way, we don't have to go through other parties. Then we can use our social business platforms to go and disseminate such information. Conversation to strengthen bond with customers. It requires information transparency. We are putting out information there. So we should also ensure that perhaps any information we are getting from about businesses via social network, we try as much as possible to vet them to see if they are correct. Seen as a way to drive operational efficiency, spoil innovation, and accelerate decision making. Okay, we are now moving to a business benefit of collaboration and teamwork. So these are the advantages of collaboration and teamwork, and they include investment in collaboration technology can return large rewards, especially in sales and marketing, research and development. So and then they can help us with productivity, sharing knowledge, and resolving problems. So when it's always been said, two heads are better than one. So when a team is collaborating on trying to solve a particular problem, it's most likely that they will be able to come up with the solution faster, and then will not just lose the resource of time on just trying to fix that particular problem. It means that the advantage also includes that getting quality, which is faster resolution of quality issues, innovation, more ideas for product and services, customer service. Customers are more satisfied when the complaints are handled more rapidly. Financial performance generate, so it helps us to generate better financial gains and performance. Our seventh figure requirement for collaboration, please let us look at the requirement that has been stated here. Collaboration capabilities are being there, collaboration technologies are shown there, and they both inform collaboration qualities, in which also helps improve the firm's performance. Building a collaborative culture and business processes. This includes the command and control organization, so in which we place no value, in which no value placed on teamwork or lower level participation in decision. Collaborative business culture is where senior manager relies on teams of employees, policies, product design and processes and system rely on the teams. The manager purpose is to build the team. So we see that collaboration is not, this slide is telling us that collaboration is not something that just happens out spontaneously or just happens like that. It must be enabled and it must be nurtured. It must be encouraged within our businesses and firms. Tools and technologies for collaboration and social businesses. This includes emails, instant messaging, IM. I don't know if some of us still remember IMs, and then wikis, virtual world collaboration and social business platforms, which includes our virtual meeting systems, video conferencing, telepresence, and then this includes now due to the time of COVID, we see that there's a explosion in things like Zoom, team meetings, and we also have cloud collaboration services, which includes Google Drive and Google Docs. So this helps us that we don't have redundancies in our data. When a member updates a particular thing on Google Drive, everybody see what happens there, so that we don't do the same work twice again. We eliminate redundancies. Microsoft SharePoint and IBM Notes also help to do that, and enterprise social networking tools. These are all tools that can help us to better collaborate. Another interactive section, the virtual university of Al Hilal, the virtual education at Al Hilal University. So I believe this kind of scenario was brought about mainly by the COVID-19 pandemic. Students, student during that time, like I was, we have I have an extensive experience of using video conferencing tools. There was a lot of times I joined class on Zooms and on Teams. So, so we should try to, as much as possible, put ourselves in their shoes. I don't know if any of us were students during the time of COVID-19, and see how we can use this interactive section to better understand what they are trying to pass across. And it can also help us perhaps when we go into the workplace and then we have to do remote work. So the same knowledge or the same application can be used in both areas. So we now go for the checklist for managers. These are checklists they can use in evaluating and selecting collaboration and social software tools. So the first one should be time and space matrix. The second, and then our slide there gives us 6 important steps in evaluating software tools. The first one our slide enumerates here is the identification of firms collaboration challenges. The challenges our firm is currently facing as at when to optimize our collaboration ability. Identify what kind of solutions are important. We should know what kind of solutions are available to us, or what kind of solutions that are already on the market. Analyze available product cost and benefits. So this is where we do a feasibility study from the cost perspective and benefits perspective. Identify social security risk. We should know the security risks that are involved with each solution that is available on the market. Consult users for implementation and training issues. Evaluate the product vendors. This is where we evaluate perhaps when we are trying to incorporate Zoom or Teams into our businesses. We have to have meetings with the vendors that owns them. In the case of Teams, this is Microsoft. In the case of Zoom, another American company. So we should evaluate the product vendors themselves. Our sixth figures, the time or space collaboration and social two matrix. So we see there it measured against same a different place, same time, measured against same time and different time. So we should see how they work in hand to enable us to optimize collaboration within the business. So we now move to the information system department. This department is often headed by the Chief Information Officers, the CIO. Other senior positions within this department include Chief Security Officers, the CSO, Chief Knowledge Officer, the CKO, Chief Privacy Officer, the CPO, and the Chief Data Officers. So they also this department also include programmers, people that write codes for the system itself, the analysts, the system analysts, people that are tasked with the analysis of the system and to see where it can be done better. The system, information system managers, people that are put in charge of managing the systems, and the end users themselves. Perhaps we, the end users ourselves, let us put it that way. People that end up using the systems themselves, they are people that help them inform what should be done within the information systems department. Organizing the information system functions. So one of the functions includes the IT governance. These are strategies and policies that are put in place for using IT within an organization. Decision right, the accountability, organization of information system functions. So this year tells us whether the system is centralized or decentralized, and so on. So centralized when the system is just in a place, and decentralized when systems are not just kept in a place, and we have different we keep it in different locations. Again, as I've said before, our running learning objective for the end, and for the end of this study unit, we have another scenario. The company is comprehensive supplementary insurance in the United States. The position is being stated there. So this is a good opportunity for you to discuss how MIS, management information system, will help you within your current or future careers. Perhaps if you started your career already, how we did help you within this your current career, or in your future career. And then this is trying to ask you if you are going to be interested in taking up a job like this, and what are the skills you think you need for this particular job that is being enumerated in this scenario. Thank you guys so much. I would see you in the very next study unit. Bye.